Stormy Sensei here. Just doing a quick audio check. It sounds like I am audible. Are we playing some more Star Rail tonight? Hey there, Kitsune. It's gonna be a shorter stream. Maybe like an hour, hour and a half, 2. Time to lock in my gamble for day 6. So far I've only won once, so at minimum I get 900 jades for this. Seven. Just shy of a 10 pull. Unfortunate. All those rewards I clicked on, and none of them gave me any stellar jades. That's alright. Haven't finished the previous event, and now they're giving me a new event. At least it's a combat one. This is cool. I like combat abilities. Or combat missions. Alright. I think that we've done everything we can here. Let's continue on with the story where we left off, where there were a whole bunch of Tingyuns. These are the 3 that won't agree and are too self-absorbed. And I think that's where we last left off. Actually, I think we also talked to the sleepwalking Tingyun.
Why do I feel like it's not gonna be a wise? Oh, were you all looking for me?
No.
Huh? Ugh, yikes. She's scary. No, I won't be able to talk to her. Huh? You can't fly? Why? I can. I can fly. A long, long time ago, a big girl.
I do remember that one, yeah.
Should...
Nah, I think she's perfectly fine on her own.
Even if that's true...
Looks like I'm locked in here with 100 Tingyuns.
Oh, were you all looking for me? Found her! If I remember correctly, this Miss Tingyun's trait is... it's nothing special, really.
Somewhat normal Tingyun.
She ought to meet your one we can properly speak with requirement, right?
Worth a try. My lady, if I may, I wish to perform a tuning on you.
Before you start, you should know that we're
Hey
keeping
there,
our
Cheesy.
eyes on you. If you even think about taking Miss Tingyun hostage,
Brace yourself for gravitational disintegration. 4 pairs of eyes between the 3 of us, all because of, Welt.
It is not my intention to provoke you. Perhaps, as assurance, you can have my friend here perform the task in my stead. One week has a higher mastery of the harmony than I do.
That is true.
If you still have concerns, you are also free to restrain me while he performs the tuning.
there's no need for that. You're acting so sincere. I'm actually surprised.
Are you alright with this, Miss Tingyun?
I go as the wind blows, so you may decide for me.
Then kindly forgive our intrusion. Please do your best, one week.
What the? Did any of you hear a voice just now?
A voice.
Never mind.
Look, it's working. Never did I expect that every encounter with you would always be in moments of distress. Did I conduct myself improperly? Miss Tingyun, you're finally back! You may be small, but you're pretty amazing. Huh?
Oh no, is he under the influence of Pentilia now?
It's nothing. Just a trivial matter.
What do you sense?
I should have let you handle it yourself. This girl is not as ordinary as she appears. I nearly died. Just now. Don't be afraid. What is this place? No matter what you see, you only need to remember one thing. You're not alone. Who are you? And who am And where does this path lead?
Okay, so they don't force you to play as the new character. I don't know why I'm trying to treat this like it's a spoiler. They don't force you to play as Fugue, but you can. Who do I want to use with Fugued? Oh, Genuine.
This path is so dark. Yet it's strange. The farther I walk, the more at peace I feel.
It's all the Annihilation Gang.
Could it be that this isn't the first time?
Oh, interesting. That's a cool way of. The game's done this a couple of times now.
Path is so dark.
Interesting.
Yet it's strange.
Like when I was playing a Sunday
The farther I walk,
at the Ideen Park,
the more
and you try to go on the stage and you get teleported back to the past. And the fact that she says perhaps this isn't the first time, like, you know, my curiosity got the better of me, right? And I wanted to see what was at the end of this path,
so
right?
dark. Yet it's
Because this is my
strange.
first time being in control of Fugue.
This isn't the
But since
first
this is
time.
like a cutscene that's kind of in the middle of the story, like the fact that I get cut off and I go back down the path of destruction, so to speak, and then it jump cuts to me being back where I started, and her saying like, "Oh, this isn't the first time this has happened."
That looks so familiar. Does she want to lead me somewhere?
That's pretty good range on the overworld attack.
The life support pod is ready. There were only minor issues.
That's great. Otherwise, that person from the Xianzhou might not be able to hold on much longer.
You're still trying. There's no precedent for saving someone who was destroyed by a Lord Ravager. Will it even work?
So what I'm learning from the dialogue that they've been saying, and just now in this the start of this story, is that the body of Ting Yun was actually Ting Yun's body. It's just that her consciousness was also in there as well. So the Ventilia was more like possessing Ting Yun rather than replacing her. Like I thought that she had basically like killed her, dumped her body somewhere, and then came back in a replicated body of hers. But that does not seem to be what actually happened. Because Fugue said, I wouldn't imagine that every time that we meet is under distressed signals or distressed situations, even though this should have been the first time that she's met me properly. And now they're saying saving someone who was destroyed by a Lord Ravager.
I'm not a genius, so I don't understand the logic behind it. But if she says it's possible, then it must be.
Excuse me. Could you tell me where I am? Can they not hear me?
And this is technically the vision of 1 week, right? I'm able to run again. I wasn't able to run before. And they really don't want me to explore the path to destruction, huh?
left by the destruction. They have taken root within your body and cannot be removed.
The destruction? I don't understand. Please, who are you? And why won't you show yourself?
I can't go to you. All I can do is wait for you to finish walking this path.
You want me to go through here? Do I have to fight it?
There's no need for that. It's too dangerous, and you can't do it anyway. Don't fight it. Embrace it. Try to coexist with it. Think of it as feeling your own scars.
My scars? Wait! Is this called coexisting?
It's kind of like I use
Don't
my
worry.
technique ahead of time.
As I said before, you're not alone.
3 waves? Perfect.
Share good fortunes. I'm scared.
Can't thank you enough.
Why is my Sunday faster
Overcome the thorns.
than my
This mortal. Watch over me.
Jingle
Guide
in?
you on your path.
Fiends or devils?
I know I shuffled around all my relics recently.
Doubt farewell.
Follow my charm. Here is thunder.
Done.
Show no mercy.
Let's seize this fine moment. Clouds scattered. Let's seize this fine moment. Dream vanished.
Get them.
Serenity is before me.
Conflict is pitiless.
Unite our goals.
Is that it?
Ow.
Dreams of a past life. Let us dance.
Why did they
once
nearly
more.
one-shot me?
I'm gonna hold everyone back again.
Get them.
I've heard the call. Doubt farewell.
Here is thunder.
Done.
Show no mercy.
How can it be? Why are there still so many of them? The ones from before weren't defeated either.
As I said before, you can't defeat them. No one can. You can fall into the darkness and die alongside these scars of the destruction. Or bring them with you when you return to the world here. These are your 2 choices.
Return to the world? What are you saying? Oh. No wonder those 2 ignored me. Am I just a wandering spirit now?
Close, but not quite.
So, I'm trapped between life and death? Existing in a limbo?
You can think of it that way.
Based on what you said, even if I should wake up, these wounds that caused my death will remain on my body and never heal? I don't understand. You appear to be trying to save me, benefactor. But why are you telling me all this?
It's a habit of mine. I believe everyone should have the right to choose whether they wish to return to this world or not.
Be that as it may, I don't remember anything. There's nothing to help me make a choice.
And that doesn't matter. I believe the desire to live was born from nothing to begin with. You may also prove yourself to be the exception. I would also be pleased with that result.
When I call Ron May a genius, that is not a compliment.
How troublesome. But I suppose that's part of living.
Survival or destruction is no longer a choice for you. They both now grow along the same path. And only by walking this path will you break through the darkness and arrive. Will you break through the darkness and arrive at my side? At my side. Feeling more awake? Congratulations. You attained your very first victory in this tug of war. It's a good start.
This is...
Let me explain. You were attacked by a Lord Ravager. By all rights, you should not have survived. But someone didn't agree with that assessment, and it just so happens I was able to fulfill his request.
Oh, his request? Who would that be? That's kind of big. Main character is female. I doubt it would have been Welt. Could have been Welt. I don't know. Or Stephen Lloyd or Skrullum. It's unlikely that it was Jing Yuan, right? Because, like, he knows better than to revive people from the dead, being part of the Cloud Knight Quintet. Wocha? Possibly.
What about the other merchants?
I don't know.
Why me?
Because you were the most unfortunate. You fell into the hands of that Lord Ravager, who destroyed your body and spirit. Yet, you were also the most fortunate. Her desire to claim everything about you for herself meant she needed time, so you were spared instant annihilation. There is only a fine line between resurrection and escaping death. Yet, they couldn't be more different. If you had truly died, I would have been powerless to do anything for you.
My body feels strange.
I'm sorry. I can't let you regain your ability to feel just yet. You'd be in excruciating pain. Your body was contaminated by the destruction and suffered severe damage. As I said before, these wounds will stay with you for the rest of your life. To prevent its resurgence, I made some minor modifications to your body. Or more specifically, your tail. You'll have to learn to adapt to it. Unfortunately, the inescapable price of survival is often more adversity.
Regardless,
Ron May is full of quotes tonight.
grateful to you for saving my life.
There's no need for that. This was merely a transaction. With this, the debt between the traveling merchant and me is
It
clear.
was Luocha. Okay.
Who?
Wait, but he should be in the
Don't worry about
Chakman
it.
prison.
You should sleep for a little longer.
So
By
it
the
shouldn't
time
be
you wake
Luocha.
up, you won't remember any of these details. I'll arrange for someone to send you home. Which reminds me, you seem to have some dependable friends with close ties to you. You should go with them. It can only help with your recovery to hear more about your past.
Are you all right?
Did I pass out?
The tuning rebounded and affected 1 week instead. This is no ordinary woman.
I suppose there's no point in hiding it from you anymore. Miss Ting Yun is originally from the Xianzhou. She had an unfortunate encounter with a Lord Ravager who robbed her of her identity and left her on the verge of death. While she miraculously escaped with her life, her body suffered terrible injuries beyond all power to heal.
But something happened to change that outcome?
Yes, a genius got involved. She's very accomplished in the field of life sciences and managed to grant Miss Ting Yun a shot at survival. After that, she asked the Express to escort Miss Ting Yun back home. We made a stop at Penacony along the way, partly to allow her some time to convalesce.
I'm so sorry. I thought no one would be affected if I hid inside a dream. I didn't expect so many mishaps to happen.
That's all right. So long as nobody was hurt. Can I get something to drink? I feel like I've been asleep for 10 years.
That's fine. We should find another place to talk anyway. We drew some attention with that commotion earlier.
So glad again. I'm a local, you know.
You'll have to make do.
In any case, I must thank the both of you for your assistance.
It was nothing. Now that the matter with Miss Ting Yun is resolved, are we meeting your other two companions next?
There's no need for that. Mr. 1 Week is in poor condition, so let's wrap up your farewells first. I'll leave Miss Ting Yun in your hands.
Huh? But, Mr. Yang, the messenger from the Xianzhou is almost here. You're not coming with us?
I trust that you can handle it. Besides, Himiko will be there. She'll be able to handle any decisions should you run into any difficulties.
I wonder if Yukong's going to be the
We
messenger.
better hurry then.
I feel like Yukong would see to it herself.
Bumping into Polly.
4 more achievements. I already got 1 achievement so far today. As long as I get like an achievement
Ridiculous.
per play session,
Bumping into Polly.
then we should be good. Got only 4 days for this. But in 2 or in 3 hours, there's a reset on these. So I get another 5 gold tickets. So probably try again tomorrow.
This is ridiculous. How come I keep bumping into colleagues?
One more Herta attempt. Well, I'm up to 9. If I go far enough in the story, then I should get another 60 jades, which should give me enough to buy 3 tickets and then do a 10 pull.
Shall we keep going then?
Or the Utopia?
Did you forget already? Miss Ting-Yun is going back to the Alliance, so we're here to help her pick out souvenirs.
I'm not too familiar with this planet. I'm worried an unscrupulous cutthroat merchant will try to take advantage of me. Luckily, the people I want to buy these gifts for are friends you already know on the Xianzhou. So I'll be counting on both your stakeholder intuitions for recommendations.
As if a merchant could seriously take advantage of you.
No, I already picked up a few gifts earlier. So that means there's only 3 more left to go. But we've already lost a lot of time. So we'd better not drag our feet.
The most luxurious commodities throughout Dreamscape. Not premium? Don't buy! I want to sleep and wake up in a dream world.
I'm sure I've already talked to this person. I didn't recognize that NPC, but I think it's because they're from an adventure mission that I did like towards the end of the story quest. I was pretty thorough, making sure I like not only talked to everyone but also redid all of their clockwork. I'm doing pretty well. Glad it's the weekend.
Welcome. How can I help you?
Looking forward to maybe streaming some Unite tomorrow. Got to do a couple of weeks ago. The whole family over here was also sick for a little bit. Our daughter got it from daycare, I'm pretty sure. She was like overly fussy and sniffly for a couple of days. And then my wife got sick, and then eventually I got a little sick. My wife was sick enough to, I mean, she didn't like take a sick day, but she did rearrange her part-time schedule to stay at home on a day because she was sick. And then I was never sick enough to take off. Sick baby sounds difficult. I mean, I have a pretty good baby, so it wasn't as difficult as it probably could have been. I was just like, she cries at all instead of not at all, and we just gotta occasionally give her some like saline nasal spray stuff so that, you know, we can extract all the snot and whatnot. More frequent baths, things like that.
Hello there. It's my first time visiting the Dreamscape, so I wanted to buy some local specialties as souvenirs for my friends back home. My 2 friends here are more familiar with the Dreamscape and recommended your shop, so I'm here to take a look.
101, 102 fever for 40 straight. That's real rough. I never took my temperature, but my daughter's highest temperature that we recorded was 100.4, which is like just not a fever, like 0.2 off. We did still check with the doctor, and they were like, yeah, she's probably just a little sick, but she's eating and pooping, so just keep on keeping on.
Why, you really know how to flatter. Go ahead, browse all you like.
First we have Lady Fu Xuan of the Divination Commission. What do you think best suits her?
Did you pick that because of her third eye?
I did. Yes, I did.
A meticulously thought out and interesting suggestion. It'll make for a novel gift. Let's go with that. Next is...
Well, she's already closed her eyes. Send him a division of elite fighters. I don't think they can get that from... I also don't think that this is a reasonable request either.
Come to Clock Studios theme park to learn more about the history of the planet of festivities. I think the General will like this gift. Finally, we have Lady Bailu of the Alchemy Commission. She loves excitement. That's a good idea. It might be commonplace, but it's still the specialty of Penacony.
Bailu loves sweet treats, so it's the best thing to gift her.
Please wrap them up for me. Thanks to both your help, everything went smoother than I expected. And it looks like we still have some time to spare.
Why don't we pay another visit to the Dreamscape sales store? You can find memory bubbles pretty much anywhere, but Penacony's dream bubbles are extraordinary. Even if we don't get them as gifts, we can keep them as souvenirs for ourselves.
A souvenir for myself? That's definitely an idea I can get behind.
Why do I feel like we should keep
There's one more
Ting Yun
thing I
away
wish
from
to
Dream
do.
Bubbles?
Since this is our last stop, could I have a word with you two in private? Perhaps somewhere more secluded. I'd like to discuss a personal matter.
I know the perfect place for a secluded spot. I could take you to Firefly's secret hideout.
Everything you want, we have it all.
But
This is a
apparently,
good spot.
right in front of this giant movie theater also works, I guess.
Miss Ting Yun, what's this about?
You've looked out for me during our travels together these past few days. I'm truly grateful and can't thank you enough. But there are some things I find difficult to forget. I feel it's only right that I tell you what's on my mind before we part ways. Do you two still remember what it was like when you first saw me?
Now, when you say we first saw you, you're talking about on the Xianzhou or on the Herta space station? So has Dr. Ratio died yet, or is he still around? Dr. Ratio is still around. Well, I guess I shouldn't say he's still around. He's still alive, and he was a minor character in the story parts between like 2.1 and 2. Let me say 4. And we haven't seen much of him since, but we know that he's still around. Sometimes he's like an NPC that stands around in certain areas. Does he appear in every patch? Was he in the last patch? When we were in Penacony at the at the Paperfold Academy with Rappa and Mr. Rekka. Or the patch before that with the... Oh yeah, the statues. Wait, wasn't that an event? That was the photo event. That wasn't like a story thing. Right? I can't really remember. I think that was a side event. And then I don't think that he was in the patch before that, which was the War Dance Festival on the Sand Show, which means that he wasn't in the patch before that one either, because that was part 2 and part 1. So I don't think that he's actually been important ever since that one scene with Aventurine, Sunday, and Ratio all together, when Aventurine did like the triple blind bet.
How could we forget? She was so shocked. She was frozen in place when she shouted.
Exactly. And that's precisely why I haven't been able to shake off this strange feeling in the days since I started traveling with you. When I asked for your names, I couldn't help but think that this first encounter was actually a long-awaited reunion for you. I've heard about what happened to you on the Xianzhou. And I've got to admit that Fantilia's disguise was so perfect, it was like another me tricking everyone.
Yeah, we couldn't even tell when you were replaced by Fantilia. I figured it happened when we were after Kafka. You vanished for a while. I thought you must have come back as a double.
But it was much earlier than that. That thought has me filled with sorrow. As if a piece of my life had been stolen away, and I had no part in it. That's what I've been puzzled about, too. I never actually saw how Fantilia managed to disguise herself as me. What was your impression of that Tingyun, if you recall?
What about Argenti and Boot Hill? Lobster has a bunch of stuff about Argenti. Boot Hills actually was really, really important just this last patch. I mean, I did say that it was the Rappa and Mr. Rekka story, but also Boot Hill was like probably the third most important person in that story bit. Boot Hill was also important in the War Dance because he beat Lucas so badly that it like made him, it put him into loser's bracket.
That part is true. I'm always calculating when it comes to business, but never with people. So, what did she seem like to you? I'll just assume that's a compliment. Maybe next time you could just say silver-tongued. Was there anything particularly memorable?
I mean, the main thing that I noticed is that she was very excited about the abundance, and she said several times like, oh, hey, you know, would you like to take this elixir? It'll give you immortal life. JK, JK, unless. And like, oh, look, it's the ambrosial arbor. Like, that is the tree of life. That's so awesome. Isn't it so magnificent? But I mean, it's the symbol of the sworn enemy of the Xian Show, but And that's what I would like to say, but I don't. This is like I don't really care for any of these options.
Hey, no tattling.
Now the final question. In your eyes, am I just like the Tingyun you remember?
Wait, don't you find that question a bit weird? You're the real Tingyun. Why compare yourself to an imposter?
Oh, Miss March, you might have the wrong idea. I'm just feeling a mix of regret and relief.
Huh?
As a merchant, staying well informed is crucial. It's only natural for me to stay updated on the events of the Lawfu before I return. If I had rushed in and out back then, I wouldn't have been much help. Instead, I would have postponed the trip and sought assistance from allies, but in that case...
We wouldn't have crossed paths.
Exactly. Based on your description, that Lord Ravager was indeed cunning. Her demeanor mirrored mine so closely that it felt like she was living my life for a few days, rather than merely disguising herself. I regret missing out on your Sanjo journey. But everything that unfolded afterward, aside from the scheming, played out exactly as if I'd been there. This leads me to consider another possibility. Phantilia had stolen a piece of my life, and a Foxian always gets even. I will not be taken advantage of. I must take something back from her as well. But after thinking it over, the only thing that could be considered equal value is the bond I have with all of you. That thought has brought me great comfort. And now I know how to speak to you properly. We've never even met before, and here you are, offering your help, just as before. I should have treated you with respect, but fear of Phantilia made me act like somebody else. And now, I will reclaim everything I have lost. And it should begin with a proper acknowledgement. Dear benefactors, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to you. Looks like we're off to a good start. Moving forward, I'll definitely be trying more things like this from now on. And you, my dear benefactors, will be my source of courage.
Miss Tingyun, that's way too over the top. Just don't make any risky decisions. It might overwhelm her.
We'll see. I just hope the Tingyun in your memories won't be tainted by Phantilia anymore.
I mean,
Alright,
that's kind
no
of
more
rough.
questions.
That's a tall
I
ask.
hope I didn't take up too much of your time. Let's continue on our way.
Like, if you just look online at, you know, places that post like fan arts or screenshots of the game and whatnot, if you're seeing Tingyun, then she's either dying because she has the lowest defense in the game and is actually the Aeon of Preservation as a joke because like the enemies always target her in game, or you're seeing her neck snap because that's the one scene that everyone keeps on posting and reposting. It's kind of hard to separate the Tingyun of that's actually Phantilia with this one. Oh wow, we got 2 achievements in one stream.
Watch your step now.
To be fair, I guess we've already explored like all of this area and talked to all the NPCs and gotten all the treasure chests, so there's nothing to do except just continue on with the story.
Welcome to the Dreamscape sales best dream. Just to dampen your spirits ahead of time. That being said, there are always lucky exceptions. Not too long ago I procured a dream bubble that sounds perfectly. The story unfolds in the Shinjo Alliance, where a young swordmaster strives to become the sword champion. However, his junior Foxian sword just turned 100, puts him in a tough spot.
Why does that sound oddly familiar?
Since I'm returning to the Xianzhou, I think it's better to choose something unrelated to the Alliance. Feel free to pick a few for me.
What? Why is that supposed to sound familiar to... I mean... We recently did a story where Yan Qing was trying to become the sword champion, but like, I don't know about the junior Foxian sword who turned 100, put him in a tough spot. Unless this is like young Jing Yuan and young Fei Xiao. Oh well.
I love customers like you. So easy to work.
So easy to take advantage of, you mean? Just don't pick anything weird, okay?
Oh, speaking of dreamscapes, I have a gift for you, my benefactors. After troubling you all this time, I couldn't leave without properly expressing my thanks. Here's a dream bubble for you. I hope you enjoy it.
Wow. That's really nice of you.
Here are the dream bubbles I prepared. Thank you for your business.
Well, it looks like everything's finally in order. I suppose...
That's the image from the Battle Pass light cone, by the way.
Welcome to Dreamscape Sandstorm. Oh. This is quite a dream. Full of twists, turns, all the right elements of it. I'm willing to buy it back at a high price. Think about it. Then please, close your eyes.
Come on, no actual imagery. There is a YouTube video. If you look at the Honkai Star Rail official YouTube video, then there's a video that they recently posted that's called Myriad Celestia. And if you look at, I mean, there are a lot of Myriad Celestia videos, but one of them is actually, I think, that dream of Ting Yun never running into the Lord Ravager. Alright, let's see if we have enough to pull after getting this achievement here. It's only 10. I thought it was going to be 50 or 60 or something like that. Let's see how far off we are. In order to get 3, we're going to need 324.90. I was gonna ask about Sunday. Sunday, we're actually doing a story quest right now that is mostly centered around Sunday and Fugue. Fugue is what Tingyun in this story will eventually come to call herself, because she doesn't feel connected with the name Tingyun anymore. But as for Sunday, basically he ended up being the big bad at the end of the Penacony story arc.
I can't believe it's time for Miss Ting-Yoon to leave. I'm not ready to say goodbye just yet.
And then he was arrested by the family. And then the IPC basically like assured his freedom somewhat, specifically Jade. Said that he'd be of use to her in some kind of way, but first she wants him to experience life as immortal, so to speak. They like, if you keep on hitting them, then they get further back. Got that little bounce thing. Might need a quick intermission to hand someone a pacifier. Be right back. Alright, I'm back. I don't think that they're normally movable. Like, I've definitely hit them with other characters before, but I think that the animation that they do by, like, bouncing backwards, or, like, flopping a little bit, causes them to be somewhat movable. Like, if I try with... I mean, they're still movable, it's just more annoying. you gotta like hit them while they're still on the ground, and it's just like really easy to do with Sunday because you just mash the button. I'm really surprised that there's no achievement for like knocking these off their post. I finally have a clear walkway. One interesting thing is that there's no way to get it back, because if you can't like hit it backwards, right? Oh right.
Yeah, we got
There's no
delayed
Himiko
on the way.
voices.
Mr. Yang will explain in detail when he gets back. Has the messenger from the Cienjo arrived yet?
Yes, we've been chatting for a while. Turns out she's an old acquaintance of yours. It's Yukon. I thought it would be.
Long time no see, everyone.
At least she said I got her voice still.
Madame Yukon?
I've imagined this moment many times. I was worried I might embarrass myself in front of you. I even rehearsed every word beforehand. But now it seems it was unnecessary. Ting-Yun, I'm here to take you home.
You two must have a lot to catch up on after being apart for so long. We'll give you some space.
Madame Yukong, I wasn't expecting it to be you. What a wonderful surprise.
I wanted to come because, after all, it's you who's coming home.
Yeah, me of all people.
Your body. It's going to be tough from now on, isn't it?
I've already escaped death once. What more could I ask for? Also, it's not all bad. I might even beat you at arm wrestling now.
You're still the same, carefree as always. I have a lot I'd like to tell you, but I'll save it for the road. It's a long journey back to the Luofu. Even if we can't completely rid you of the pain, there must be ways to alleviate it on the Xianzhou.
I have no doubt. But since we're alone here, may I ask you one more thing? Do I really have to go back to the Luofu?
Why? You don't want to?
Despite Fantilia's ruthlessness, she spared me when I should have been eliminated. And why did Miss Ron Mei, who has no ties to the Xianzhou, go out of her way to save me? It seems as if I've become a pawn in someone else's game.
There are people within the Alliance who also believe that the suspect is now on the Yuchua.
If that's the case, it's all the more reason for me not to return to the Luofu and complicate things. I might as well take advantage of this situation.
Take advantage of the situation? What do you mean?
I'm starting to think that the person they're talking about is Luocha. I think because I didn't play his story quest, his character side quest. Because, like, as far as I know, he's in prison. But Probably if I had actually played his companion mission, I would have found out that he escaped at the end of it and was elsewhere. I'll get around to all those at some point in time.
Right now, the marks of ruin inside me maintain a delicate balance. Moreover, they were created by Fantilia herself. If possible, please inform the General and arrange for me to meet with the Marshal. Maybe this body of mine can help the Alliance get one step closer to the Xianzhou's enemies.
When Ron Mei visited the Law Fu earlier, she mentioned what happened to you. This coincided with when the message sent by the Astral Express arrived. The Arbiter Generals concluded that Fantilia did not intend for you to survive. If utilized strategically, this could give the Alliance an element of surprise. If we follow this plan, we must keep your resurrection hidden. But before making any decisions, I want to know what you think. If you wish to go home, I'll support you, no matter what others may say.
Then I'm glad. I shall save you the trouble of hearing what those people may say.
The road ahead is perilous. If you decide to take it, I won't stop you. Maybe I'm being selfish, but I still want to know. Are you choosing this because it's what you really want?
I've come to see myself clearly in this dream journey. Perhaps it's what people call a blessing in disguise. There is someone who can attest to my true intentions. Please follow me. She should be around here somewhere.
Robin?
Is that...
After a strange encounter, I was fragmented into multiple Tingyuns, each embodying a different aspect of my memories. And one of them hasn't returned to me, because she ventured too far. Until now.
You mean her? What is she doing?
She's captivated by something that has deeply mesmerized me. As a fleeting emotion, she's no different from a newborn. Her boarding this ship was solely down to her inner impulse. Madam Yukong, do you remember? Perhaps that was just an ordinary flight for you, but for a certain child, that was her first experience with the sky.
I had guessed that was Yukong that brought her up into the sky.
Of course I remember. Back then, you were still young enough for me to carry.
You probably still can. Want to give it a try?
I'm afraid you'd be too heavy for me now.
Just kidding.
I remember you kept begging me to take you to the star skiff, and even dreamed of becoming a pilot. But once you were airborne, you were so nervous that you clung to others for dear life.
This flight was a turning point in my life. The boundless cosmos unfolded before me. I was completely mesmerized, not just by the view, but by a realization. In this world, there are paths beyond waiting for us to explore. Even though I lacked the talent to pilot the star skiff and wasn't much of a warrior, I still chose to travel around with the Merchant Guild. Even to this day, this thrill still courses through me.
That hasn't changed?
Never. Now I can embark once more on my journey as a traveler of no return, exploring the paths that lie beyond. Speaking of which, how are things with the Whistling Flames?
Have a good night, Litopia. Also, hey there, Poncho. Saw you come in.
I've left Yan Ming in charge for now. He's reliable, but he can be a bit extreme, and might not always follow your principles as a traveling merchant.
My principles. Forsake what others fight for, and take what others abandon. That's the way to navigate the world and achieve my goals. I will continue to uphold my principles. But now I've also learned that while these merchant principles may apply to humans, they falter in the face of the gods.
But this shouldn't fall on your shoulders to begin with. You are simply an innocent survivor in this war.
Madame Yukong, you were once a survivor in the war too, weren't you? In a hazy dream, I vaguely remember someone telling me that the inescapable price of survival is often more adversity. But Madame Yukong, the gods use humans as pawns in their cosmic game, sacrificing countless innocent souls. Have you ever thought about making them pay?
Every moment of every day. But as inconsequential as we are, how can we escape the fate of being mere pawns? If I could choose, I would never want you to become a pawn. I just wish you could still be that carefree little fox, not caught up in this war.
Don't be disheartened, Madame Yukong. Thanks to the favor of the Lord Ravager, I've become a player in this game. Remember, it's often the unassuming pawns, the lone traveler, or the worm that subdues the dragon, that leave even the best strategists helpless. So, now I'll become a cunning speck of dust, and make those masterminds behind the curtains sneeze a few times.
Is this place also affected by the Order?
No, I'm just here to bid farewell. I changed my mind along the way. This journey has too many variables. So it shouldn't matter if we add another.
How did you know she would be here?
I didn't. I had a hunch and decided to try my luck. It seems I can be lucky sometimes.
It's not like you to leave things to luck.
I'm trying to change too.
I don't think you need a bystander in this scenario. Go on ahead.
You're not worried I'll take the opportunity to escape?
I believe you're the kind of person that has the ability and desire to use everything to your advantage. But that everything does not include Miss Robin.
Thank you.
Now then, Mr. 1 Week.
I'm not leaving. No way.
Let him stay. He won't be in the way. I actually need 1 week to be there. She shouldn't be seen talking to a fugitive, no matter the circumstances.
You don't intend to reveal your true identity to her?
Both parties don't have to be aware that this is a farewell. I shouldn't put her at risk for my selfishness.
As you wish.
Shall we go then?
Let's go. Our journey can't begin if I can't take this first step.
Alright. That seems like a really good place to call it for tonight. Right before
Misery
the
and bliss. Same no matter where you go.
the fated reunion of Sunday and his sister. So you never think Ratio's important, not in the story, not in your teams. I mean, Ratio hasn't been important yet. Like, even the storyline where he was introduced with Ron May and the secluded zone. Like, we do all that stuff, we even beat the boss, and at the very end, Ratio's like, oh yeah, there was a bug, but he only lasted for, 15 seconds. And that was kind of the end of that. I think he stopped Ifrit from possessing someone. From possessing Asta, I think. And he did the interrogation when Madame Herta disappeared.
What services do you require?
And then the next time we saw him was in Penacony with Aventurine.
Get yourselves together.
I mean, there aren't that many characters that are actually important most of the time. Like, Seela hasn't been important since Chapter 1. Bronya stays pretty relevant, being the Supreme Guardian of what's it called? A Bellabog. Because she has to, like, interact with Topaz and things like that. Jing Yuan has not, like, been that impactful. Like, after the events of the Ambrosial Arbor incident, he's basically been, almost like a lame duck, where he doesn't really have as much power as he really should in the Lafu. But he was pretty important during the Heliobus events, where like Cirrus was was possessing Yanqing, and also the fact that he subdued Cirrus at the end of it. But although that was really at the end of it, and most of the important stuff was done by the ghost hunting squad.
We're already bankrupt.
Asta's been pretty unimportant for a very long time. Although I guess was she ever really important? She's just kind of like the the overseer of the Herta space station. Herta stays pretty relevant, both because of story stuff and simulated universe stuff. And she's like kind of the whole reason behind all the stuff that's happening in 3.1 or 3.0. Even though I'm not there yet.
Feels like there's a lot more to the story.
The IPC is usually relevant. It's been a while since we've seen a playable IPC character. We're due for one. Was Jade the most recent one? Because we had a whole bunch of them at the beginning of 2.0, right? We've had, because Topaz was what, 1.4, I think? Was that the first one? And then Ratio, I think, was 1.6. That's not technically really the IPC, that's more Intelligentsia Guild. But Aventurine. I mean, what they really need to do is give us Scott as a 4-star. I think everyone would love that. Just those three? Okay. Oh, we have enough to do a poll. I would unironically pull for Scott. Who wouldn't? He's kind of the worst. Alright, I don't believe in going to the simulated universe place because I did that last time and I went to hard pity and then got Japard. So let's just go to the Astral Express. Oh, perfect. We'll talk to Ron May
I hope it's not too bold of me to ask.
and then pull for the Herta.
Do you happen to have any healing remedies? It's a tad embarrassing, but I managed to prick my finger while embroidering just now. At times, my eagerness gets the better of me. To truly capture the grace of the birds and flowers in the embroidery, one must be patient and adjust one's breathing. The cool touch has alleviated some of the discomfort. It feels a bit better now. I don't have much with me to offer in return. These little fancies I wear are what I embroider in my free time.
Really?
I can craft some for you too if you like.
That's pretty impressive. It's fancier than what I'm wearing. Alright, Herta. I've got Ron May right here. Come home. Got a good feeling about this. Oh, rats. Maybe we at least get a Moza? Is that one of the standard? Or is that one of the characters? Yeah, nice. That's E4. That's really good. E4. That's basically Moza just has 30% damage increase forever. Because 2 Moza turns take forever. I guess I probably should have upgraded his talent before he... wait. Oh yeah, I should have upgraded the talent first over the ultimate. Oh well. Oh, terrible relics. Do you have time to do a run in Apocalypse with Shadow or Memory of Chaos? I can try. I should try this because I actually have characters built for this now. see. So this will be Fei Xiao. I kind of want to not use Topaz, but I don't really have gear for Moza. But like, I actually probably would be fine to just have random this. Almost. I don't actually have a good Izumo, but I probably have a good inert Salsoto. 5300. And then I'll just swap this with this. Oh, that's... Oh, I guess I could give him all of Yanqing's stuff. I think that the stats will probably be better on him though. Yeah, 4169. I was going to see what other things I've got here. One crit damage and 2 attack versus 4 attack and no crit damage. One crit damage and 1 speed. I do want more crit rate. Yes, mostly the boots that I was trying to swap to. So I know I have more boots than this. Level 3 attack boots when I could have speed boots. And then probably look at this orb as well, even though it is lightning damage boost. This is also lightning damage boost. 62. This is the MOC that has the trotters, right? So I'm not going to actually get any use out of Only Silence Remains. So I should swap to this instead. That was good for Team 1. Team 2. I'm gonna try this that I finally got built. I don't think it's going to work very well. but I've got a built ratio, somewhat. The crit rate's a little low, but he will get 15%. I give him a crit rate body because I just can't stand the thought of missing crits. I'll give you Sealess for now because I'm not using her. With effect hit rate, it actually is a little bit better. No, I'm not trying to use Herta. I'm trying to use Pela. Although maybe I should be using Herta instead of Gwenithan.
Changes with changelessness. There's no time to lose.
Too slow. Here you go, Master.
You need to get stronger.
I'm scared.
Stay put.
Oh, that's right. I only have 3 characters right now.
You're the best. Time to show you what I can arrange. Azure Dragon, White Tiger, list cards. Watch this.
Darkness charge.
The fearless knows not fear.
Yeah.
Darkness charge. Time to reap. You cannot hide. Darkness charge.
Awesome. You'll make good practice.
I venture forth to hunt forever. Triumphant! Victory is inevitable!
Ready to shine.
Get them. Darkness charge.
Never hesitate! Too slow.
Yeah.
I won't do.
Time to show you what I can. Azure Dragon, White Tiger, list cards. Watch this.
Fiends or devils. I'll crush them all.
I could take 10 of you. Oh, I get it. Now watch this.
Right in the heart of death. There's no time to lose. Get that.
Fangs and claws got dull.
I think I have to
I
use my
venture forth to hunt.
ultimate first.
Forever. Triumphant!
I'm doing overkill on the Trotter, but it still is actually more damage to both of them. Like, it's basically, I could do 140 to, or 14,000 to one person, or I could do 14,000 to both of them by just hitting the Trotter.
The fearless knows not fear.
Darkness charge. Time to reap. You
This works so much better than with Topaz.
I venture forth to hunt. Forever triumphant! Cha-cha! Victory is inevitable!
You'll make good practice. Awesome! Time to show you what I can read. Azure Dragon, White Tiger, less cards. Watch this!
Might be able to do this in 6 cycles.
You need to get stronger.
You're the best.
Never hesitate! That won't do.
Yeah!
I venture forth to hunt. Forever triumphant! Zigzag! Victory is inevitable!
Ready to shine.
Oh, I wasn't paying attention. I need to get rid of this guy's stuff.
I'm gonna hold everyone back again.
Fiends or devils.
I think I actually will do 9 hits here.
That won't do.
Time to show you what I can. Azure Dragon, White Tiger, less cards. Watch this!
Time to reap.
This is just so much.
Awesome! Now watch this!
I
I
venture
think
forth to
this actually
hunt.
kills them.
Forever
And I save a whole cycle.
victory is
It's gonna be close. Oh, I got him. A whole cycle saved.
I am the blade.
If I can delay Svarog so that he takes him to the next cycle to take his turn, then when he gets his second turn, he won't be able to summon the hand because there'll be too many trotters.
What is the next order? There's no time to lose.
That delay action doesn't matter because I'm at 6 out of 7.
Stay put. Get that.
fangs and claws got dull. The fearless knows not fear.
Darkness charge. Darkness charge.
Oh, I get it! Shing! Time to show you what I can. Azure Dragon, White Tiger, less cards. Watch this!
Okay, so here's what's going to happen here. I've learned the last time that I was drawing this that when Svarog takes his next turn, he's going to hit us with the missiles, which lowers my defense. And since Huohua only heals the most recent debuff that was applied to you, then I don't actually cleanse the fear from this guy. So I actually have to take a turn to take care of that for everyone. The hand did come out. That was just habit, because I usually let the hand come out and then break him while it's happening.
Triumphant! Victory is inevitable!
save it.
The blade.
I could take 10 of you.
Time to reap. You cannot hide. Earth dark.
I venture forth to hunt.
If I break him... Do I give up a trotter or do I give up a whole future turn? I think it's better to give up a trotter. Because it not only gets rid of my turn, but also delays me by a lot. It's actually almost the same amount of damage.
Time to show you what I can really do. Azure Dragon, White Tiger, less cards. Watch this!
Analysis complete. Fiends or devils. I'll crush them all. Executing annihilation.
Protect. You're the best.
The fear that knows not fear. Too slow.
Yeah! Awesome! Now watch this!
Executing operation. Value exceeds threshold.
Time to show you what I can reach. Azure Dragon, White Tiger, less cards. Watch this!
Fiends or devils. I'll crush them all.
Ready to shine.
Show me what you can do. I'll give you 5 seconds. Never hesitate. That won't do.
Darkness charge.
Too slow. I venture forth to hunt. Forever. Running outfit. Check. Victory is inevitable.
Oh, I get it! Shit!
Darkness charge.
Time to show you what I can. Azure Dragon, White Tiger, less cards. Watch this!
Get there. Like a shadow.
I could take 10 of you.
Purge initiated. Calculating result.
The fear that knows not fear.
Darkness charge. Time to reap. Cannot hide. Darkness charge. Darkness charge.
I venture forth to hunt. Forever. Running outfit. Victory is inevitable.
Transmission blocked. Executing operation.
I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
And like,
Fiends or devils. I'll crush them all.
that was sneaky. I'm gonna hold everyone back again.
Get them.
Ready to shine. Time to show you what I can. Azure Dragon, White Tiger, less cards. Watch this!
Executing annihilation.
If he bombs... Okay, that's good. This actually somehow worked out for us.
Never hesitate. Too slow.
Darkness charge.
That won't do.
Oh, I get it!
This is still too many
I venture
cycles.
forth to hunt. Forever
Triumphant! Victory is inevitable!
And like, this has been fairly optimal play, I want to say.
Thank you. Stay safe.
Fiends or devils.
If anyone's gonna get Terror Gripped, it's actually fine for March to get Terror Gripped because she just shakes it off the next time her Shifu attacks.
To lose.
I could take 10 of you. Yeah. Time to show you Azure Dragon White Tiger.
Are you going to be on standby? Okay, good. I was worried about that.
The fearless knows not fear.
Darkness charge. Darkness charge. Time to cannot hide. Darkness charge.
Awesome. Now watch this.
I venture forth to hunt.
There's so many good choices here. I think it's fine for him to have another turn because I'm going to get another ultimate before then.
Forever.
Triumphant! Victory is inevitable!
Calculating result.
Not your sportsmanlike.
Exceeds threshold. Get them. I am the blade. Like a shadow.
I'm not going to get another ultimate before then.
Never hesitate! I will do!
Darkness charge.
Oh, I barely do? No, I don't. I'm down one. Oh, actually, I get just enough. That's so crazy.
Darkness charge.
I venture forth to hunt. Forever.
Triumphant!
I'm literally playing with fire here.
Victory is inevitable!
Purge initiated. Executing operation.
I'm gonna hold everyone back again.
Get them. Fiends or devils. I'll crush them all.
Okay, now I know that Motsa does not get buffs.
The fearless knows not fear. Too slow.
Darkness charge. Time to reap.
Just to be safe, I'm going to stun this guy.
Calculating results. Nothing. Analysis complete. You've got someone your own size. Sorry to trouble you.
Awesome.
I think once again I only barely live.
White Tiger, less cards. Watch this.
You're falling apart on your own. Never hesitate!
Yeah.
Too slow.
I'm the shadow. Time to lose.
I venture forth to hunt. Forever.
Triumphant! Victory is inevitable!
I'm gonna hold everyone back again.
I save like a cycle if I play better.
Executing annihilation. Executing operation.
Or get luckier with stuff. Like one thing that I need to work on is I need to make sure that the first time I use Huohua's ult, Motsa is like available because he's not getting the attack bonus.
Darkness charge.
All right, only took 10 cycles.
You learn to know yourself before your enemy.
And this is going to be, that was the good team. This is the bad team that does this.
For the fear of the mediocre.
Everyone's a customer.
Ready for another?
Hedge your bets.
Enemy data secure. Net markers activated. Time for a good old counterattack.
35K.
Turn out your pockets. Happy New Year!
Sure, I'll play along. The dice have been cast. Bust. Or maybe I'll take it all. Watch your head.
Got the defense? Answer me. 0 points. SAS per Kippy. Knowledge, the measure of truth and falsehood.
Commencing support. Enemy data secure. Net markers activated. Time for a good old counterattack.
0 points.
Enemy targets detected.
Your answers? Test. Fail.
Please don't go knifing. Oh, come on.
Hedge your bets.
Come feast your Happy New Year!
Enemy data secured. Net markers activated. Time for a good old counterattack.
I'm asking questions.
Why is my race shit? Why is my adventuring so slow?
Answer me. 0 points.
Oh.
Watch your head.
Oh, great job, adventuring. You did it.
Commencing support.
Oh, that's the theory. I just need to not get so unlucky and have only go knife and get hit for like 4 turns in a row.
SAS per knowledge, the measure of truth and falsehood. 0 points.
The dice have been cast. Bust. Or maybe I'll take it all. All in.
Fail.
No dirty tricks, all right. Watch your head.
Alright, now things start to get bad.
Enemy data secure. Net markers activated. Time for for a good old counterattack.
Answer me. 0 points.
Enemy targets detected.
Sure, I'll play along.
If I swap out
Hedge your bets.
my current light cone with Landau's choice, then maybe things go a little better.
Commencing support. Ready for another? Enemy data net markers activated. Time for a good old counterattack.
Oh,
Sure, I'll
no.
play along. Spend freely.
We got a buff up here.
The dice have been cast. Bust. Or maybe I'll take it all. All in.
Answer me. 0 points. SAS Perkibi. Knowledge, the measure of truth and falsehood.
Enemy targets detected.
Watch your head.
It's kind of exactly how I planned that. Wait, the follow-up attack doesn't count as
Mediocre.
a thing that causes him to follow up?
0 points. A test. Fail.
All in.
Or maybe you just happened to miss.
Enemy data secure. Net markers activated. Time for a good old counterattack.
Sure, I'll play along.
Really?
Watch your head. The dice have been cast. Bust. Or maybe I'll take it all. All in.
I'm asking questions.
No, this was about, I used Wiseman Folly, so I used Ratio's ultimate on the Trotter on the end, and then it was on like a sliver of health, and then
No need to rush.
Aventurine got his follow-up attack, and he hit 7 times among all the enemies that were there, and Ratio did not do a follow-up attack and hit the enemy. And I'm pretty sure the follow-up attack should make him hit the enemy.
Answer me. 0 points.
Yep, unlucky
SAS
bounce.
Perkibi. Knowledge, the measure of truth and falsehood.
Commencing support.
Fail.
I hit the mark.
0 points.
Enemy targets detected. Ready for another? Net markers activated. Time for a good old counterattack.
Watch your head.
Your answers? A test. Fail.
All in.
I think if I progress in the story enough,
It's on me.
I would replace Gwenithan with Remembrance Trailblazer, because then I would have another ice unit to do AoE ice attacks. And Gwenithan's only really giving like a 20 to 30% damage buff
Time to make a decision.
with her vulnerability stacks if she keeps up the stacks. And that's exactly what Remembrance Trailblazer provides by giving true damage to ratio. And on top of that, having 5 characters on the screen means that when the swarm does their AoE attack, that's even more shield stacks for Aventurine. And the random advances also is probably like more beneficial. I'll lose a debuff, but I already have enough. Like I have 3 with Pela. Do I have E3 or E4? Yeah, I have E3 Pela. So with her light cone, which reduces defense, and her ultimate, which reduces defense, and possibly with a freeze or an unnerve or a vulnerability.
No dirty tricks, alright.
I should have enough.
The dice have been
The only problem is
cast.
that they're like a little too fast for me.
Bust.
Like he's
Or maybe
about to
maybe
lose all these debuffs here.
no dirty tricks, alright.
Answer me. 0 points.
Sure, I'll play along.
Enemy data secure. Net markers activated.
But I can be a little bit better about, I'm kind of spamming the debuffs on cooldown. But if I wait until it's actually True Sting's turn, then it's better. Because that way it actually lasts for that extra turn.
I'm asking questions. Test. Fail.
Am I gonna make by 0 cycles? No, I'm not.
0 points.
Watch your head. No dirty tricks, alright.
Commencing support. Ready for another?
Fail.
All in. The dice have been cast. Bust.
Alternatively,
Maybe I'll take it all.
if I leveled up my universal trend the universal market,
Sure, I'll play along. Spend freely.
Answer me. 0 points.
I think that the thing that I really need to be able to do is to kill these bugs more easily. Because as it currently stands, like these bugs just kind of live, and I have to take 2 ratio turns to kill a bug, or might be 3, depending on how many debuffs I have on them.
Watch your head.
Enemy data secure. Net markers activated. Time for a good old counterattack.
And I would kill the bugs even more easily if I had Gwenithan on the team right now, but she got super targeted in round 1.
Ready for another?
All in.
Need erudition. Yeah, the problem is like, so side 1 is electric, ice, imaginary for the robot, and ice, wind, imaginary for the summoner. And on top of that, this side is ice, quantum, imaginary. So I can't use, because like Qingchua would be good because I would be killing bugs, right? She's not built, but I could farm up and make her be built. And then she would be completely useless for the whole first round because she would have no weakness on that side. So then, okay, well, one of the enemies is electric. Maybe I should use electric. Nope, can't do that because this enemy is actually electric resistant. If it would show me that that's the case. I don't know why it's not showing me that they're lightning resistant, but they are. They might not be. Maybe they aren't. Maybe that's sometimes but not always. You call the trotters and the weakness doesn't matter so much. So that's like, what, 4% every couple of cycles?
SAS Perkibi. Knowledge, the measure of truth and falsehood. Answer me.
No dirty.
I mean, it is doing more damage because it's like 14,000 instead of the 12,000 that I'm doing with a full ratio combo, but I'm not killing the trotters in one hit.
Bust. Or maybe I'll take it all.
0 points.
Enemy data secure. Net markers activated. Time for a good old counterattack.
Watch your head. Sure, I'll play along.
We're almost 30% left of phase 1.
Got the defense?
140,000. Yeah, I mean, it is better for me to make sure that we kill all those trotters, because if I'm doing like 6,000, that was without a crit, and 50,000. So I have to hit him 3 times to get the damage of 1 trotter. So I guess I could slightly optimize it if I just make it so that I can kill the trotters in a reasonable manner. What I really need is to have pulled Fugue for this, because then I could use like Herta or Himiko, or both at the same time actually. And then the weakness wouldn't matter because I would just break everything no matter what. Yeah, you gotta kill the small stings because they'll multiply and then you can't get more trotters. Also, killing a small bug gives weakness implant or vulnerability. And you want that because it doesn't say how much of a debuff they give. But it stacks up to 15 times, I think, something like that.
Ready for another?
Sure, I'll play along.
Yeah, you saw at the beginning of this run that I was targeting the smaller stings. And then I stopped because it was taking like 3 turns to hit them, or to kill them.
Enemy data net markers activated. Time for a good old counterattack.
So really I just need a stronger ratio. Which, you know, kind of obvious that that was going to be the case. That's not quite enough.
SAS Perkibi. Knowledge, the measure of truth and falsehood.
But, you know, maybe if I did bring Herta instead of Gwenaifen, then when I knock enemies down to half...
0 points.
Watch your head.
Get lucky? There you go. It was just bad luck the last time.
Dirty tricks, all right. The dice have been cast. Bust.
I should have saved this ultimate for the next one, or for the next wave.
Ready for another? Net markers activated. Time
Thank you, Julia.
No dirty tricks, alright?
Answer me. 0 points.
No, my Pela. There goes my debuffs.
Sure, I'll play along.
It may be placebo, but I think that they fixed that bug with Aventurine, where he isn't actually giving the lowest shielded character enough shields.
Knowledge, the measure of truth and falsehood.
Watch your head.
Get lucky. There we go.
0 points.
The dice have been cast. Bust. Or maybe I'll take it all. All in.
Fail.
Alright, phase 2. We made it.
Hedge your bets. Spend freely.
I'm asking questions.
I guess the real bad part.
Answer me.
No dirty tricks.
Yep, it's
Watch
over.
your head. The dice have been cast. Bust. Or
How am I
maybe
doing?
I'll take
Pretty
it
well.
all in.
This is the final stream event for the night.
Watch your head.
Wanted to show off how hopeless MOC 12 is this season.
Dirty tricks, alright. The dice have been cast. Bust. Or maybe I'll take it all.
Mediocre.
Sure, I'll play along. It's on me.
Alright,
Your
we're
answers?
back in action.
SAS per Kibbe. Knowledge, the measure of truth and falsehood.
Mr. Crit.
Fail.
Watch your head.
0 points.
We're doing like half the damage we were doing earlier.
All in. Hedge your bets.
Fail.
Like, it just takes too many actions. I used a skill, talent, ultimate, talent, and he's still not dead. He's off by a sliver.
Answer me.
Nope, and I missed the talent follow-up there.
SAS per Kibbe. Knowledge, the measure of truth and falsehood.
The dice have been cast. Bust.
Seems impossible with a single target no matter how well built. Yeah.
0 points. Fail.
Watch your head.
Like, if I had E1 Jade, then I feel like this would be doable and maybe even easy.
The dice have
Because
been
then,
cast. Bust.
you know, you have a faster ratio and he hits skill, talent, ultimate, talent, and that's like 15 stacks. That's like at least two follow-ups. I mean, that is 2 follow-ups plus whatever Jade does in her own time. And Jade's hitting the whole everything by then.
Test. 0 points.
Dance on me. Watch your head. No dirty tricks, all in. No dirty tricks. The dice have been cast. Bust.
4 cycles with Jade, Little Herta, Sunday, Venturing.
Your answers? Answer me. Fail.
Watch your head.
SAS knowledge. The measure of truth.
3 more cycles.
Hedge your bets.
0 points.
All in.
Fail.
No dirty tricks, all right.
Why do I feel like
Sure, I'll play.
Ratio's going to actually die before he can get a chance to do anything here?
Mediocre.
Watch your head. The dice have been cast.
We stunned the boss, never mind. We're
Or
good.
maybe I'll take it off.
Got the defense. A test. 0 points.
All in.
You know, for a hunt character standing next to a preservation character, Ratio's getting hit a lot.
Hedge your bets.
Like, for real? Look at this. I mean, that was an AoE attack, but like...
Knowledge. The measure of truth and falsehood. Answer me. Fail.
Barely made it.
0 points.
The dice have been cast. Bust. Or maybe I'll take it off. Watch your head.
Fail.
I just feel like the thing that you really need is follow-up AoE damage.
All in.
You know who would be really good for this, based on the creator experience servers? Trivy. Trivy would be really good here. I mean, I do have 2 stars already. I don't actually know what I used to clear. I can't remember, but it was like whatever the first attempt was. I'm gonna look it up because I'm actually curious what I did. Go to this and then go to the toolbox and then look up my battle records. Alright, for Forgotten Hall. Oh, that kind of makes sense actually. I didn't use Fei Shao on side 1. I used Fei Shao on side 2 with the bugs. Because that was a more difficult thing to do. It used 18 cycles though, so I was nowhere near finishing. And side 1 was actually Jingyuan, Sunday, March, and Huahua. Is March better than Moza here? I don't think so. March is fast, SP positive. Moza is only SP neutral. Moza gives a 30% crit damage buff, I think. %40 crit damage buff. That's actually pretty good. Because the thing that I've been keeping around, the reason why I've been kind of keeping March around is because her Trace gives you plus 60% crit. But Motsu does that on his own. And so when allies attack the prey, Motsu does extra damage. And then, yeah. Still having a hard time with MOC 12. Could use my Herta, but my Herta's trash because I can't get good stuff for her. Just give her stuff that someone else was already using. Like, I just, you know, I haven't been able to get the Wind Valorious set, or the Valorious set from, for my Motsu. But I just gave him some quantum stuff, and it worked out pretty well. The enemies weren't even quantum weak. And, like, for a character that I've barely put any investment in, it worked out really well. But also, like, I have really good quantum set pieces because I used to farm it, like, every day. Would Misha be good? Possibly. Misha does have blast attacks, which I kind of need. I kind of already... I guess I still have time, technically. We only just started. We have 40 days, right? Oh, 16. Yeah. I kind of already gambled and built ratio in order to do this because I also wanted to handle Apocalyptic Shadow. But it turns out ratio is not the answer. And I should have known ratio wasn't the answer. I should have put more time into Welt or something like that. Because at least Welt has AoE ultimates. Yeah, let me reshuffle everyone back to what they were doing before. So otherwise I'm going to go try to farm tomorrow and wonder why my characters are doing no damage. Oh yeah, I went through and like took off everyone's equipment and then redid everyone's equipment using the smart equip, prioritizing the characters that I use the most first. What's my crit rate on Face Shao right now? 91? Okay, that's fine. She can keep that helmet with the crit damage. The numbers people say that speed boots are actually better on Face Shao than attack boots because most of your damage comes from the ultimate, And basically the only thing that determines how much damage you do is how frequently you ultimate. It's like it's skewed so highly for ultimate damage that the actual amount of damage you do in each individual ultimate doesn't matter as much. Are you lacking for light cones as well? That is unfortunate. I guess I need to keep on farming. Don't have enough good Durin pieces. No elemental orbs with double crit. Oh, I need to investigate why my Jingyuan is slower than my Sunday. Also, these resets are terrible. What happened here? Something went wrong. Oh, right. I gave Herta all of this stuff, I think. Because I was trying to clear Apocalyptic Shadow. Yeah, that's what happened. For yeah. 139, and my Sunday should be like 133, I think. Yeah, that's what it was. I tried using small Herta and Apocalyptic Shadow, and the best I could do was to just give her all of Jingyuan's stuff and hope for the best. It was not good enough still. What's your crit rate? 90? Okay, you can use Good Fortune. That's fine. Or a wager. What is Good Fortune? I feel like that's a Harmony light cone. Solidarity. It's not this one. Bonds. Nihility. Oh, the name of the buff is called Good Fortune. Good call, yeah. Yep. I was wondering why I was calling it that. It's one of those buffs that never show up on the screen because they only last during your attack. And I think everyone has their original stuff now. The main ones to look out for would be Ratio. He's got his light cone and all that. What a shame. I mean, 35 stars isn't that bad. I just hope that Pure Fiction isn't a nightmare, but I feel like it's going to be a nightmare because they just came out with multiple AoE characters that I didn't pull for. So no Jade, no Linksha, no Fugue, no Herta, no Rappa. And after this last Pure Fiction was so easy, I feel like they're going to make it like really hard. I still have Sunday with Jing Yuan. There's hope. But if it's like imaginary AoE damage, I'm just at a loss. Bug Embassy is ease with Rappa, but I'm having trouble with Swarog. I mean, do you have like Black Swan Kafka? That would work out pretty well. Or if you have Kafka, then Kafka Sampo would also work probably on that side. It would just be more difficult. I mean, I use either Fei Xiao or Jing Yuan, and both of them worked really well on that side. My Sunday and my Jing Yuan are both stronger than the last time I did that MOC, so probably I'll try tomorrow with the original team that cleared that side, and then see what happens on side 2. Apparently I was using Clara, I guess just for the counterattacks and just to build up my Fei Xiao ultimate stacks, but I could probably use, I don't know. I'm also not that keen on using Pela, but she removes the healing buff from the Sanctus Medicus general, so I don't have to worry about like killing the other mob. Didn't build Sampo, didn't pull for Black Swan. Well, there aren't that many wind characters. I'm assuming if you had Fei Xiao, you'd be using her because that's kind of a obvious go-to. I can't filter by element. Yeah, I mean, if you don't have Black Swan, and you haven't built Sampo, then your other options are Blade and regular old Dan Hung, which is not looking great, which would explain why you would be struggling with that. Or you could use Serval. Serval could be nice. If you build her well enough, then she can actually be pretty strong. Ultimate every other turn, every turn, depending on how you build her. Pretty decent ultimate damage. She does have 4-star base stats though, so that's kind of an issue. Her attack stats just really low. If you have Acheron, you would be using it already, so you probably don't have Acheron. Yeah, the only options really are Jing Yuan and Serval, if you're trying to stay on element at least. If you bought Fugue, then you can use a lot of different characters. Like you could use Himiko, Super Break. If you have Firefly, you could use You can always use Firefly because weakness and plant. But I feel like if you had Firefly, you would use her. Same with Boot Hill. Man, so many good characters just left behind. Who do I even pull for? I got Sunday. Yeah. Fei Xiao was a really good investment. Like everything has been great with Fei Xiao. The extra Hua Eidolon and Light Cone, also very worth it. There's so much more stuff I'm able to do now with the extra speed and SP positivity. Yeah, it's not so bad. The account's coming together. I got Jingyuan Sunday and Fei Xiao Huohua. We just need to kind of figure out the rest of everything else. Ideally, I would get Lingsha for the Fei Xiao team, and then I would put Huohua on the Sunday Jingyuan team. And then you have Jingyuan, Sunday, Huohua, maybe Tingyun for all ultimates all the time. And then Fei Xiao could be Lingsha, Fei Xiao, March 7th, Moza, or Topaz. You have Fei Xiao and Acheron? You should use Acheron probably for that, because as long as you get your ultimates quickly, you kill the Trotters. I mean, I don't know, like, I still don't do enough damage either. Like, I have Fei Xiao, and it took me 9 cycles to do side 1 with, like, I mean, not her best team, but her best free-to-play team. Moza, March, Huohua. I could put Aventurine on instead, and then I would have more follow-ups. But at the cost of not bringing Aventurine on side 2, where I have my squishy Pela. But if I weren't relying on Ratio as my damage dealer for side 2, then I'd be able to afford that. But I don't really have anyone else. Like, Don Hung would be really good for that side, for side 2. Yoon Lee would be really good for side 2. Jade, Rappa, Herta. I went with like 24 cycles left or 23 cycles left. Yeah, that's about the same for me as well. I mean, this past time, I ended with 21 cycles left, which was pretty terrible. But it was also my first time using Moza, and he's unbuilt still. Yeah, I mean, it's just tough. I mean, 35 stars isn't that bad, though. What is it? Like, you get 80 Jade for getting that final star? With 100 feathers? The 100 feathers is probably worth more than the 80 Jades. So that's like half of a pull. I mean, losing half a pull in 4 weeks isn't that terrible. Those feathers will add up, though. It's good to at least get 35 stars. Now, the thing I'm really worried about is Apocalyptic Shadow. Because that one I haven't even been able to clear yet. I guess I am able to clear it. I just have given up before actually clearing it. He works well on side 2 with Fantilia. I guess he would. It's not as terrible. I'm thinking about, like, And I haven't honestly read through the things here yet. Just the attack. That's not really... Oh, okay. When 3 stacks are reached, swarm summons will unlock bonus abilities. That must be the reason why they're able to entangle me. Because they have those 3 stacks. I thought that I was just getting lucky with not getting entangled up until that point. So you just gotta kill the ads before he's able to add a new, what's it called? This guy is lightning resistant for sure. So I remember thinking to myself, oh, I can't even use Jingyuan for this. Increases skill damage taken and increases ultimate damage taken. Which means that you really would want to use Yun Li here. But since I don't have her, the best I would be able to do is Clara. Yeah. The Herta didn't work. Not the Herta. My Herta, which is not the Herta, didn't work out. But this is just Herta with Jingyuan's gear. I could get a better ice set. And like, yeah, fire resistant, lightning resistant, wind resistant. So I don't really want to use Fei Xiao. Yeah, I was thinking Clara. I would put in Himiko, even though she didn't really do much, because I wanted the increase to attacks %. But I guess I could instead do Feats of Might, because if I did this, then with with Adventurine's shield, they wouldn't get stunned ever. You can use both, by the way. You can use Yun Li and Clara. It's actually pretty nice to see them both countering enemies at the same time. Thing is, if I'm not using Fei Xiao on side 1, then I just kind of don't need to use Ratio on side 2 because I have Fei Xiao. It'll be something like... Those are on the sides. What do I want here? Sunday... Clara Aventurine, but then I don't have Luke Shaka working. Herta. So then I replace you with Herta. And then put Sunday at the end. Something like that. And for this, I would use the Fei Xiao March Motsa Gallagher. But what I would do is I would replace quid pro quo with Fright Night. Because the energy regen is great, but then also whenever an ally uses their ultimate, it gives an emergency heal, which is something that both Gallagher and Ho-Ho are kind of missing. And then on top of that, you get that attack boost whenever you heal, which is all the time with Gallagher. And none of these are good, so I would just use this. Although, when characters attack weakness broken enemies, I wonder what they mean by one time per turn. Do they mean one time per character turn? Or do they mean one time per enemy turn? Because it's kind of useless if it's per enemy turn. But if it's per ally turn, given how frequently I attack, well, I mean, it would only be once per turn, so it would only be 3 attacks or 4 attacks, and then at a time. Increase crit damage of all allies' basic attacks and ultimate damage dealt by 30%. So this is probably what I would use for this, right? And none of this is going to work because their gear isn't set up appropriately. Yeah, this is not good. These enemies are not quantum weak, but like I said, my quantum gear is good enough that I'm just going to let it happen because that is not better. I don't know why they would think this is better. I mean, it has probably, yeah, I don't know. I don't know why they would think that's better. I'm going to just enter the mission because if I don't, then these won't get locked in. What's this first one? I should give the light cone here. Getting kind of late. Yeah, same here. Have a good night, Julian.
Stay back, Larry.
It's on me. Watch your head. The dice have been cast. Bust. Or maybe I'll take it off.
As you command.
Serenity is before me.
I need to be brief.
Annihilate.
Watch your head.
I want to protect everyone. Tell me, Mr. Sora. Do you know who I am? This big diamond! It's all yours! Time to twirl!
As you command.
Yeah, this is not gonna work, I don't think.
Down, farewell.
I'm not afraid of you.
Hide.
Time to twirl!
We'll see. Things get a little faster when
The dice have been cast.
once the what's it called happens.
Bust.
Once the bugs
Or
start
maybe
dropping.
I'll take it off. Watch your head.
What are you looking at?
Stay back, clever.
No dirty tricks, alright.
Someone needs to hit Sunday.
I want to protect everyone. Help me, Mr. Sora.
Are you alright?
I'm okay.
Sure, I'll play along.
Are you alright?
I'm okay. Time to twirl.
Lost my shield.
I won't break.
I heard the call. Serenity is before me. This mortal form watch over you and guide you on your path.
I need to be brief. I want to protect everyone. Tell me, Mr. Sora. I'm okay.
Hedge your bets. It's on me. Watch your head. I'll overcome the thorn.
This is fine.
Tormented down, farewell.
I'm not afraid of you.
Eliminating crap.
I want to protect everyone. Help me, Mr. Sora.
It was not fine. Alright. That's pretty much what I expected. 3% damage to the boss. Couldn't kill a single bug in the process. I had killed one bug. Gonna have to get some better relics or level up my copy of something irreplaceable. I have E2 or S2 as something irreplaceable. I need a tougher Clara, probably. You had to use Adventuring skill to shield with your E4? That's crazy. Like, you get a shield when you use your ultimate, and you've got more defense to begin with. And I guess if you shield and you have even a little bit, then you're probably fine no matter what, but... Oh well. Well, I think that's going to do it for now. If you enjoyed the stream, be sure to leave a like. If you want to see more from me, be sure to subscribe. Tomorrow, we're playing Pokemon Unite. And I will see you then. Thanks for watching. Take care, and goodbye.